Welcome to my honest opinion.
Roast.
You can fuck the rest because I ain't got time for it. Welcome back to another episode of My Honest Opinion. You're listening to the voice of the comedian Semi Cedar.
Let's go.
Now, I'm sure we've all heard by this time what's happening with the Filthy Fellas project. Now for those of you that don't know what Filthy Fellas is, it's a podcast that was centered around football, football discussions, football talks, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And it was hosted by Poet and Specs and Alhan and
Let's go.
what's the other guy who owns it? Tigo, yeah, he was the one who'd neutralize the discussions and fire the questions and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Like the guys on the panel, I'm not sure if Alham was on it at the time. I think he might have been a later feature to the show, or a guest on the show and whatnot. I think it was mainly more Specs, and I know Margs used to be on the show as well, and you had Looms on the show sometimes, and you had what's his name, Steve O the Madman. Do you know what I mean? So I'm sure you guys would have come across this show. It's very popular. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it started off not as popular in the beginning, obviously, like most shows, not as popular. Do you know what I mean? And then it went into COVID era, and they started doing the show because they didn't, obviously you couldn't leave your house during COVID, so they started doing the show on chat rooms, video call and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and then the format of the show kind of changed, because in the beginning when they was doing it on YouTube, it was mainly about football results, predictions on scores and whatnot. Do you know what I mean? And reviewing the games. Do you know what I mean? The results and whatnot.
Oh.
But when they moved to the COVID era and they started doing it from home, on the chat room thing kind of thing, the format changed. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's because they could get more people, different people on, because nobody had to leave their house. So now people that probably they couldn't get to come down to the studio, they could now get to jump online. Do you know what I mean? Where the show changed to an online format. So yeah, they developed a new way to do things, a new style to do it, and then they came back online, back to the studio, after the COVID era, and then things changed for the show. The show started blowing up because the format had changed, and the way they done things had changed. The show was a bit more wild, and 1 and 2. They got more popular, to cut a long story short, and by this time it'd probably been going for about, say 6 years in, do you know what I mean? It's running, and Specs is on the show, people are on the show, the show's popular, but people ain't getting paid. Do you know what I mean? People weren't really getting paid. And the guy who was the part I forgot to tell you is that Poet. The Filthy Fellas thing, I think it's Poets originally. Do you know what I mean? And then he linked up with this Tigo guy, and then they formed a partnership.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because Tigo is the owner of Rewind magazine. Do you know what I mean? So he's formed up with Poet, and then obviously he's probably put investment into the show and things like that, and helped the show in major ways. Do you know what I mean? As well, with investment and sponsorship and this and that, because you remember this guy owns Rewind, so there's nothing for him to get certain sponsorships and whatnot from his magazine or whatever. You know what I mean? And invest things into the show that comes from his own brand, Rewind. You know what I mean? Which is what he's saying he done. He said, he helped the guys on the show to, he brought them into other projects, basically, that was nothing to do with Filthy Fellas. That was to do with his stuff, like the Rewind stuff, any projects that he had going on with Rewind kind of thing. He brought them into that, and they got paid from that, like any live stage stuff or whatever, you know what I mean? Live shows kind of things. He brought them into.
Oh.
And they got paid from that, but there weren't really no money to get from the Filthy Fellas. Do you know what I mean? After six years.
What?
And I just thought, wow, that's a bit wild still, like that Specs and those guys weren't getting paid after 6 years, you know. But the Tigo guy, yeah, I'm gonna call him Tesco. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? And I'll explain why.
Let's go.
Yeah, Tesco, bless him up. Tesco, yeah, was basically getting the YouTube money from the show, yeah, because there were millions of views by this time and the subscribers are up millions, okay? So he's getting paid from YouTube,
Yes?
but he's acting like they're not getting paid. He's basically saying how the show's not monetized to the man them that, because let's call it a pyramid, innit? On the pyramid, you got the bottom of the pyramid, you got the middle of it, and then you got the top of it, the tip of the pyramid. So Tesco's at the tip of the pyramid. And then you got Poet, who's somewhere like just below, near the middle kind of thing. And then you got the rest of the man them at the bottom of the pyramid. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got nothing to do with no finance. So you know that more time, they're probably telling the truth. Because Specs and them man wouldn't have nothing to do with the finances. You know why? Because they're getting a bringing. And when you're getting a bringing, you're just grateful for your bringing. You're not really watching finances and them things. And this is where sometimes we can be blinded by the bringing because you want the bringing so bad. You get the bringing and it's like, yeah, I'm calm now. And you don't really, everything else don't really matter. I got my bringing, innit? And I'm just like, once you get bringing, you're focusing on your own work. You get what I'm saying? And how you can develop yourself and self-development and all that. And that's what Specs and them man were doing.
Oh.
You get me? And Alhan and them, they're getting a bringing, man. So obviously, you don't touch paper when you're getting a bringing. You're just grateful for the bringing. So they got their bringing. So I believe what they're saying is real. Do you get what I'm saying? So the man them at the top, which is Tesco's and Poet, are receiving money. Yeah? So Tesco is sending Poet money. And Poet is then breaking off the man them, their piece at the bottom of the pyramid, the staff members and whatnot. You know what I mean? Because you got you got the guy who owns the thing, yeah, the building. Then you've probably got the area manager, yeah. Then you've got like the shop floor manager, and then you got the supervisor, and then you got the local staff man them. So in this, my man Poet is gonna be the
Let's go.
area manager, yeah. And what did I say? I said shop floor manager or something like that. He's the second in command. So he's receiving the belly, yeah, from Tesco. Tesco's wiring him the belly. Then he's paying the man, them, the staff members, the supervisor and all that at the bottom of the pyramid, yeah.
What's this?
So boom now. But what Tesco's is doing, he's receiving the money directly from YouTube. But what he's doing is he's taking his cut.
£100
Yeah.
me, 1p
Right?
you.
Away from what Tesco is giving him a lump sum of money. He's teething his cut, putting it in a one-away bank account that no one don't know about. Then he's deciding, right, YouTube didn't give man this, they gave man this. And he's putting that number in his account and saying, right, YouTube only gave man this, innit? Yeah? But these times probably Poet knows that the teething money is happening. You get what I'm saying? And he's giving Poet backhanders. You get what I'm saying? To keep his mouth quiet. Yeah, and then he's also giving him a lump to pay the man them at the bottom of the pyramid. But he's definitely giving Poet a backhander to keep his mouth quiet. Yeah, like put that in your pocket, Mr. Poet. Like, you know, Idi Amin. You get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yes?
Serious, or some Nigerian prime minister or politician. He's taking them backhanders and he's doing his people dirty. It's as simple as that, right? For them backhanders. And that's what was happening. You get me? My man Tesco had a secret account that he was whapping that belly into, yeah? And then he's deciding that this is the belly that YouTube gave, man. Yeah, I got to tell Poet kind of thing, because if he finds out, he's going to let off the secret, obviously. He's the second in command, so obviously I have to tell him. So Poet knew. This is just my opinion, you get me? Please don't take it as gospel. Ignore it if you don't believe it. You get what I'm saying? But if you believe it, listen. You know what I mean? Like, I'm on the 4th floor and I live at number 43. Soon to move to number 44. So, you know, God willing. So hopefully, you know, I'm just trying to show the levels that I'm at. You get me? So yes, backhanders was going on and all kind of because remember it's filthy fellas, you know. So there's a couple filthy fellas, and they was at the top.
I'm all the way
I'm
up.
telling you, yeah.
Oh my gosh!
The rest of the men, them, they're innocent, man. They're innocent because they're not touching paper. If you're at the bottom of the pyramid, and that's no disrespect, because the pyramid, to be near the pyramid is an achievement.
Yes?
You know what I mean? To be quite honest with you, have anything to do with it is an achievement. So you're there, you're happy, it's what you wanted. You know what I mean? And then to find out after 6 years or whatever that belly was running and you didn't get peace. Nah, man, that's not nice, man. Do you know what I mean? You don't do your friends like that.
No.
You know, you don't do your friends like that. And then when they turn and switch now, you know what I mean? Because they've built up enough clout. Because what I said, self-development is what they was focusing on. That's all they had.
Let's go.
Do you know? You don't touch belly when you're getting a bringing.
No.
You know, when you're getting a bringing, there's people dictating your money. There's people that can determine how much you make, whether you make anything at all. And this is what's happening in this case. Now, please don't take this as gospel. But like I said, I live on the 4th floor, at number 43, soon to be 44. Judge your willing. Yeah, please. Don't take it as gospel, though. You get me? I'm just trying to show my levels. That's all I'm doing. Yeah? So that's what I think was happening, innit? You get me? Because there's 3 versions of it, innit? There's Specs and Alhan and the man that was at the bottom of the pyramid working on self-development. And then there's Poet and Tesco's version. And then there's the truth. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to make sense of it to get to the truth. And I think the truth is there's definitely stealing going on. And 1 and 2. And the man them did not eat.
Oh.
Yeah, so whatever they're saying, because I've done my research, you know, and they didn't eat. They didn't eat. It's as simple as that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's my honest opinion. Listening to the comedian Semi Cedar, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, man, don't take this as gospel. I'm just trying to give you my opinion. You get me on what I think happened. Yeah? Someone's telling the truth and someone's lying in it. And I think the man, them Specs and them man are telling the truth. You know what I mean? That's all I'm going to say. Yo, out. One love.